Hey guys, welcome back to the layout once again. I have a quick update for you, mostly covering some DCC stuff, and I also finished the lower level reverse loop, so we'll take a look at that. And as you can see, we have trains running on the upper level, so I think you guys knew about that in the last update. We do have the main line in, but I didn't really show you, well, I can't remember. I guess I could put a clip at the beginning of the video, but here we have a coal train starting its assault on Crawford Hill. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the DCC upgrades I made, and then we'll take a look at the lower level reverse loop in action as well. So I guess last Friday I picked up SB5, so this boosts us up to 5 amps of power, plus allows me to use the power cab in walk-around fashion. And in order to do that, I picked up a couple more UTP panels. This is the original power cab panel that I have not placed back on the layout. And because it only has one port on the back, I can't really daisy chain this one in the middle, so this will have to be the last panel. So for now I'm just going to keep it off and not really use it. Also picked up some cords so I could add those new panels. We'll take a look at the SB5, which is down there, and that's just really a temporary setup. I'll talk about that in a second. But as you can see, I got one panel here, also temporary, so not a permanent fix. This will go right in here, which is a good location for working on the industries here. So I think the eventual plan is to have road freights carry radio equipped throttles, but if you're just working industries and doing local jobs, then it's probably best to plug into a panel. So this is kind of in the middle of all the industrial junction here at Newport Junction. And as I was saying, eventually, hopefully in the next week or so, I'll cut out a hole and actually place that on there permanently, but for now it's just hanging down there. The other panel I installed around the corner here. Also a temporary setup because I don't have the fascia in here, but this is a decent location because eventually, I haven't really talked about this too much, but down here in this big area is going to be a sand transfer facility. So over here somewhere we'll have a turnout come off the main, and then that spur track will come down here and then fan out into 2 or 3 tracks. So if you're switching that industry, you can plug in right here. The third panel, which is that power cab panel, I was going to install down here at the engine facility, but just because of the length of cords, cabling that I have, it wasn't really going to work out. So, but anyway, for now, two panels are working out well. So let's go ahead, I'll stop, take a break. We'll look at the SB5 because someone asked me to do a quick overview of that, and then we'll look at the lower level reverse. So I apologize, it's a little dark down here. As you can see, here's your SB5. On the front I have the cab bus cord. This RJ12 cord goes to that first UTP panel that I had mounted on the fascia. These are your track wires. I actually moved the location of the DCC system, so right now these wires are tied in to our track bus above, right there, which is actually kind of the middle point of the layout. For right now that's going to work out great because I only have 5 amps of power for the whole layout. So putting it right in the middle is, for me, a good idea. Just kind of lengthens the, make sure I minimize voltage drop. So eventually we're going to operate in 4 power districts. We'll have 1 SB5 plus 3 DB5s. Clearly I don't have those right now, so this is the best option. And then clearly your power cord just plugs in there, and I have that in a wall outlet. Eventually, and I keep using that word, but it is true, we will have a control panel set up. We'll have your boosters mounted, as well as all the other electronics, like your signaling relays and everything like that will be located in a central location, probably about right here. And then we'll have, right now, what we're actually tied into above will be your sub bus. So I've put in a power bus around the whole layout, under the main line, and that will eventually have to be broken up into blocks when you do block detection, and then out of the boosters we'll run another bus, which will be your main power bus, which will tie into all of those sub buses, and we'll have to make sure that between the feeders connecting the main bus to the sub buses, we'll have to have a block detection unit on there. and eventually that'll operate in conjunction with our signaling system. But again, for right now, I'm only running the sub buses because there's no point in having blocks right now, because I have only one booster and no block detection as of now, but that is the eventual plan. So now what we're going to do is take a look at the lower level reverse loop that I just got in. So we're following this train here. Right now, in the direction it's going, it would have just come downgrade through the entire layout. So we're passing westbound through the main yard. This train is going to go through the backdrop there, as you see, and over here we have another track. So this track here begins climbing upgrade. At about this point we have a Woodland Phoenix riser there. I apologize for the mess, this is disgusting, that's my bad. But this train is going to continue up this. You can see it's starting to go upgrade, and this is towards the back of the lower level staging yard. It'll curve around and come out the wall there, just below our other track above. And then our train will come out through the backdrop right here, and tie into, you can see I have the cork laid for the siding next to the main line. And as it comes through the curve there, the auto reverser should go off, and then it swings onto your siding. So right now the train has just entered the siding, coming off of that reversing section. And this is all new section of track. So the siding as well as the reversing section going upgrade that you just saw is brand new. And then this train will continue on this way. And then just to our left is the east end of the siding, where it will exit out onto the main line. And off of the siding that the train's on right now will branch all of the spurs that'll be for the industries. And as of now, this train is heading back upgrade. So that's how the reversing section works. As the train was working through the yard, it was technically going downgrade and westbound. Now the train is upgrade and eastbound. Anyway guys, that's about all I have for this update video. With the main line in, it's kind of a big milestone. I'm really excited about it. Still need to flesh out little bits of it here and there, such as finishing our siding that I just showed you on the other side. I need to finish the other end of the siding. Also need to install the siding up here in Crawford, so this section is not in yet. Then I need to add the helper pocket. But while I'm working on that, I'm also at the same time going to work on some cosmetic stuff on the layout, such as fascia and the backdrop. Once that's in, we can fill in some temporary scenery. I'll also need to start working on industrial tracks in Newport Junction there. And then from there, it's just fleshing out all the other track work, which I've been talking about for a long time, but hasn't really been a real prospect until I got the full main line in. And really quick, I forgot to mention this before we go, we're already kind of playing around with some scenery opportunities down here on the east end of our main yard. You can see we're considering maybe having a track split off from the back 3 tracks in the yard, which are your arrival departure tracks. We might have one of them go straight to simulate trains going off in another direction, possibly to another yard. And we're thinking about maybe making it feel a little more lively back here by adding some buildings. So this is just a quick look at some of the things we've been considering. Don't know exactly what we're going to do back here, but if you guys have any ideas on scenery possibilities without making it too cluttered or getting in the way of the tracks, which will have to kind of sweep this way, be sure to comment, give me some ideas, because I'll definitely consider them. And anyway, as I've already said, that's about all I have. So as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check back soon for more videos.